Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
Dr. Paul here. We're going to go take a look at a normal 2-week visit. Let's go see.
On Halloween Day.
Knock, knock. It's our 2-week visit?
Yep.
Fantastic. Remind me, what was birth weight?
7'7".
Yeah, 7
Oh my gosh, we're at 8'9".
Yeah.
That's more than a pound above birth weight. So you've done an amazing job with weight gain. Tell me, is that breast, bottle, or both?
Usually it's when she's awake, I go to the breast.
Okay.
When she's sleeping, I usually pump, put it away,
Okay.
and then
Fantastic. How much do you get when you pump?
I,
3.5.
yeah, right
Okay.
now 3 ounces.
Okay, so that's just about right. Parents will often ask, like, how much can a baby take at a time? And you know, the first day of life, it's like half an ounce to an ounce. And the
Yeah.
second day, it's like an ounce maybe. By the third day, it's an ounce and a half. By the fourth day, a little bit more, right? It just keeps going up. And by this point, most babies will take, if you take their weight and divide by 2, so we were at, let's see here, we're at 8'9", so 8.5 pounds, divide by 2. Let's just make it simple math. We'll divide 8 by 2 is 4, so 4 ounces is the maximum,
Okay.
right? So if you're pumping 3.5, that's pretty close to a perfect full feed.
Okay.
And I'm guessing you don't have a bunch of extra in the fridge?
No, I have none.
Okay, so, I mean, the weight gain's amazing, so your supply has been good.
Okay.
And you're doing more direct nursing than pumping now, or is it more pumping
Yeah,
now?
I'm doing more direct nursing
Okay.
than the bottle. So.
Okay, good. I found with my wife that when she went back to work and started pumping more, her supply would go down a little bit.
Okay.
And so that may or may not be the case for you, but direct nursing is usually a little better at stimulating production.
Okay.
My goodness, what is going on? Let's take a look at this little one. So there's little breast tissue right underneath both nipples, the left a little more than the right. You can kind of almost see that bulge. And what that is, it is breast tissue. When babies are in the womb, they're experiencing the same hormones that you experienced.
Okay.
So you remember how your breast changed, get ready for breastfeeding?
Yep.
They're doing the same
Okay.
thing. And whether they're boys or girls, they can develop little breast buds.
Okay.
And if there was any white stuff, it was probably milk.
That's
But I would just leave it alone. So you
Okay.
kind of see there's a, right about there to there, you can kind of see that. That's a little bit of breast tissue. I would just leave it alone though. Don't squeeze it or just totally leave it alone. It's slightly uncomfortable perhaps, but it'll go away.
Okay.
I have seen these newborn breast buds last for as long as 3 years.
Oh, wow.
It's usually just a matter of weeks or months.
Gotcha.
But just so you know, you're aware of that, that can last a long time and it's normal.
Okay.
It's absolutely no big deal. Good morning. What you doing? While your eyes are open, I'm going to take a quick look at the red reflex. Perfect. That just makes sure you don't have congenital cataracts or anything, you know, wrong in the eyes. And they don't focus real clearly at this stage, so sometimes you'll see the eyes aren't quite working together. That's
Okay.
still fine at a 2-week visit. Sometimes I can demonstrate tracking by having them look at a light. And they'll sometimes, oh, you're just looking at the Nemo, aren't you? There we go. There's the light. But if you look at the reflection of this light, you'll see that it's not exactly matching on each eye.
Okay.
So on this eye, it's more centered, and the right eye is a little more off to the side. That's something we're going to watch. It's not something of concern yet.
Okay.
But if we still see that at 2 months, where the eyes aren't tracking together, then... oh, honey, I know it's gonna be fine. It's because their vision is just blurry right now, so the eyes don't always track together.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed
And
that.
usually by 2 months they will be, and if not, we'll go to the next stage of having that looked at more carefully. The remedy, in the cases where you don't track well, the remedy is really easy. You just patch the stronger eye, and it forces the weaker eye to do its job, and then it normalizes. Bless you. Okay, heart and lungs sound perfect. So if you start at the top, babies all have a soft spot right there. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
And the posterior one, the one back here, is basically usually closed. A lot of babies will have a preference to look one way or the other. So here we're looking to that way. And then if we come this side, I've seen already that we're able to look that way. So this is good. We're able to look both ways. The head will probably, you know, if you're always looking one way, you'll get squished. The head will be squished one direction or another. So we just feel real quick for masses. I don't feel any masses in there. By wiggling the feet, it softens up the abdomen. That's what I'm doing that for.
Yeah.
Just to get a, and then I'm feeling for femoral pulses here. And those are good. And then I'm going to check hips. We do a little squish down and then hips are fine. If you have a hip that dislocates, the femur bone fits in the socket and it'll go clunk. And if that's happening, that's bad for hip development. You want it to stay in the socket, and it does. It stays in there fine. Now babies have heavy heads, right? So you always support their head. But other than that, now this is a totally normal birthmark. I would say,
I was wondering about that.
yeah.
I didn't know if it was a rash or
no,
what,
it's called
but-
nevus flammus, and I was about to say I think 99% of us have that.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the most common birthmark, and basically every baby has it.
Gotcha.
And then the other common spot is back here. You'll sometimes have dark spots. They call them Mongolian spots or
Yeah, I
flat
don't see
pigment.
any
I
of
don't see
those.
any, yeah,
So
so-
I was wondering about that.
So all that's good. So we've got perfect feet, perfect hands and fingers and toes. We got a perfect baby here.
That's great.
Yeah. So the big thing with the 2-week visit is, like we have already talked about, the weight gain, and you're doing a great job. So keep that up. And if you wanted, if you've got the latch thing worked out now, so it's not as big of a struggle, nurse pump. You know, once you get to the point where you're not in pain anymore, that pumped milk after nursing you can put in the fridge, and then he can do a feeding once in a while
Yeah, you
and
know.
let you sleep. So that'd be good. All right. So at the 2-week visit, we poke the foot for the final newborn screening.
Okay.
It screens for over 30 different conditions that are treatable if you catch them early, like thyroid problems. We used to call it a PKU. Phenylketonuria is just a rare metabolic thing that if you know about it, you can change the diet and then your kid's fine.
Okay.
So it's definitely worth doing. The thing about babies is, as long as you hold, sorry. Oh, you gotta hold that. As long as you hold their head, they're okay. You can move them around. They're not that fragile, but you have to support the head, don't you? Okay. We got a perfect 2-week-old baby. You guys have done an amazing job.
Thank you.